Hello, fight fans. I'm here with fighting sensation Xander Zayas. Xander, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me again. It's a pleasure to, always talk to you, chop it up a little bit, and, just getting ready the final touches before I leave to Atlanta next Tuesday.
It's pretty wild. I mean, you've had a really active 2021. This is going to be your fourth fight, or your fifth fight, excuse me, of the
Fifth
year.
fight, yes.
What is it, putting in this type of work? How are you feeling about it? Is it feeling good? Is it feeling stressful? What's your thoughts on it?
Man, I'm feeling amazing about it. Top Rank has given me the opportunity to showcase my talent. They've trusted me to put me back to back. They know that I'm focused. They know that I'm hungry. They know that I'm young and that I want to fight. And I'm just thankful, for them, my team, for giving me the opportunity to, keep me shining and keep me growing in my boxing career.
You're used to fighting in front of a relatively big crowd. You're used to having that big fight feel, but now you're going from ESPN Plus to ESPN. What's that like for you?
Big jump, big jump. Fight number 11. Who would have thought that in 11 fights I was going to be on the ESPN broadcast? It's an amazing feeling. But again, it's part of the hard work, part of the dedication. For me, it's just another day. Another day in the office. I have to go in there and do my job, listen to my corner, have fun, and get the victory. I know it's going to be a big crowd in the State Farm Arena. I mean, it's in Atlanta. The fans love boxing. They will be in there showing love. So I'm just expecting to go out there and do what I do best.
This is pretty important too. This is going to be your second fight at super welterweight. Talk about that a little bit, as far as now making this jump up in weight. What's that been like?
Man, I think it was already necessary to make it happen. I'm glad that I did it last fight. Not because I couldn't make weight, but because we knew that 147 wasn't the weight that I was going to win a world championship at. So making sure that we started fighting on 154, making my body realize that it's less weights that I gotta cut, is less stress that I gotta deal with. It just feels amazing. I mean, I'm still 19. I'm still growing into my man's body, but right now 154 feels good. I make it easy. I don't have to. I don't struggle. I don't go through any stress. It's just part of part of having fun and part of boxing.
Were you feeling that a little bit at 147, that it was starting to take a little bit of more, it was harder to get down to that weight? Or what was the rationale, do you think, for making the switch?
Well, like I said, it was never hard. I always made weight in every single one of my fights at 147, but it was more like a team, more like we sat down as a team and we said, hey, you keep growing. We know that by the time that you are a contender, you're not going to be at 147. So why not get you ready at 154 now? Start getting you ranked in that weight class and start, letting your body know that you can be bigger than what you are right now. So I think that's what it came about, the decision about moving up to 154.
Do you have you felt any different fighting a few pounds heavier, or is it pretty much the same old thing?
Well, I mean, I feel stronger. I feel, again, it's 6 pounds that I don't have to worry about. I mean, 7. I'm sorry, 7 pounds that I don't have to worry about. I just feel blessed. I feel amazing. 154 feels good on me. I feel good on the weight. I showed it last time around. I will show it again this coming up Saturday. And I will continue to show it throughout my career, throughout the time that I'm at 154.
You're still early on in your career, and as you said, it's always a learning experience. You blew out DeMarcus Layton in 1 round. You took out Larry Friars in 3. Jose Luis Sanchez gave you some good rounds.
Yes, sir.
When you look back on that fight, how did you view it, and what were your thoughts about it?
Well, at the beginning, when I first got out the ring, I was mad at myself because I didn't I didn't get the guy out of there when I thought I could. But then I realized that rounds are good, that you need the experience, that you need to learn from those. And I went back to my house, sat down, watched the fight multiple times with my team, by myself. We slow motion it, we fast forward it, we did all the things necessary to see what I did right and what I did wrong, and we learned a lot from it. We corrected a lot of mistakes from that fight. Um, but overall, I gave myself a B plus. I went with a tough guy, tough Mexican warrior. He wasn't there to just lay down. He was there to fight. He was there to win. So I showed that I can adjust. I showed that um, I can I can box. I can brawl. I showed that I can do a lot of things in there. I showed my boxing IQ. So overall, after I went back and watched it over and over again, I was happy with my performance. But again, a couple mistakes that I got to correct that we already did. We working on those, and come the 23rd, I will show all those things that I've been working on.
Well, I mean, it was a unanimous decision, and I feel like early on in that fight, I can't remember if it was like round two even. It felt like you felt like you had him, like you could knock him out at that
Yes,
moment,
yes.
and you went all in. What were you feeling, or what did you see that gave you that notion?
It was in round three, and I remember um, that was the round that I also knocked him down, which the ref didn't count it. Um, but we was exchanging punches with each other, and I just got him with a nice catch and shoot with the same hand. And then after that, when he got up, the ref didn't give him a chance to recover, give him an 8 count. He didn't count the knockdown, so he just wiped the glove. And when I saw his eyes, he was all over the place. So at that point, I went a little crazy. Didn't listen to my corner. Didn't listen to the instructions they were giving me about staying calm and picking my shots. I went straight for the kill because again, I smelled water. I smelled blood in the water. Um, but I learned from it. I learned from it. I went back and told my teammate, "You guys were right. I was wrong." But it's like they always tell me. Sometimes there's some things that you got to experience by yourself, and you got to learn that you don't always know it all. You're not always gonna be right about everything. So that's something that I learned in that fight. Listening to what the people that also know have to tell me and listen to those advices. So I took an advice in a fight and throughout my lifespan. but overall, but overall, I had the guy out, and I thought that I could get him out of there in that round. But again, it was a warrior. It was tough. He was there to fight.
The next fight, October 23rd, you're fighting Dan Carpensi. How much do you know about him? How much have you studied up on this guy?
Well, the guy has been on active for a year now. The last video that they have of him in a fight was back in 2016, I believe.
Mhm.
So the guy might have changed some stuff, might have learned some stuff, but overall, from the videos that we've learned, that we've seen, we've learned a lot, and there's things that you can correct, but you cannot correct a tendency, what you do. Like there's stuff that he does all the time that are predictable to cats, to time. And we worked on those things, and come Saturday night again, I will show that I can adjust and that I'm better than him.
I'm always curious when I talk to you about tales from the sweat box. As far as who you've been working with, it seems like you always have someone in there that you're working with. Any big names that you've been getting working with, or any visitors?
Man, for this camp, no. For this camp, we kept this strictly within the gym, since COVID cases have grown a little here in Florida again. So we've been trying to keep it in the house. But I've been working with my teammates that are 154, 147s, 160s. They higher, they're bigger, they smaller, they faster. So I've had a couple people that I could work with, and they push me, I push them, and we just try to get better each time around.
Fighting in Atlanta, kind of new territory, not that far away from Florida. I mean, you're just one state over.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that one thing about Puerto Rican fans, we tend to travel well. Do you see this maybe becoming another hotspot for you?
Man, hopefully, I would like to make every city that I visit and every city that I fight in a hotspot for me in the future. But let's have fun this time around. Let's show the people that what Xander can bring to the table. Let's show the people that the Hispanics are in the house, and that I will put on a show for them. Hopefully in the future I could make it a hotspot, and then somewhere that I could fight, a lot of times, because again, like you said, it's really close to Florida. I don't have to travel as much. But again, it got to come down to what happens Saturday night.
It's a big event. Coming after your fight, you'll have Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring. I got to ask you, who you taking in that one?
I'm not taking it now. Neither of them. They're both my friends. I wish the best man wins. They will put on a show. They are both super sharp, and they will bring the best out of each other. It's gonna be a great dance to watch.
So final question for me is, I know that you have a pretty lofty goal of being the prospect of the year. How you feeling about the progress that you're making towards that goal?
Man, if I'm not, I believe that right now at this point in the year, if I'm not top 3 in that conversation of prospect of the year, I think I'm top 3, top 1, to be honest. There's nobody that has fought as many times as I have. There's nobody that is staying active. There's no prospect that is, getting better competition each time around, that is growing each time around. So I just have to finish a year strong, hopefully with 2 more fights, this one and one more, and then get that prospect of the year, which is the goal that I set for the year, as we talked a couple months ago.
Well, so far so good. Keep it coming, and I'm excited to see you October 23rd, and then hopefully we'll get one more in.
Yes, sir, most definitely. Thank you very much again for having me. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. And again, guys, don't miss it. Saturday night, October 23rd on ESPN. I was going to say ESPN Plus, but it's on ESPN.
Yeah, I think you're going to be saying ESPN a lot from now on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Xander.